Hey guys, this is Doster, and this is day 10 of the Lifetime Meditation Burn Meditation, the Lifetime Burn Meditation. And yesterday I only made a short video, and I wanted to expand on this idea of removing the excuses. There is this thing about building integrity within yourself that is gradual. There's this thing that you notice where you can take a small step in a certain direction and another step in the opposite direction. And I experienced this yesterday when I was busy and I had run out of time, and I had been telling myself I really should report to what I am experiencing and what my situation is, because that's my commitment. It is to show up every day and to express here on this channel, here on this video, how the lifetime burn is for me. And I could hear the excuses. I could hear the lack of integrity. I could hear the little steps that I was taking throughout the day to fail, to not achieve what I did, or achieve what I needed to do, or to not show up in the way that my commitment has required of me to do. So the truth of the matter was that yesterday I spent a couple of hours just sitting in my car, and I even fell asleep from too much junk food, right? I had a hot chocolate from the cafe, and the sugar was so much that I actually fell asleep, which is not like me at all. I usually don't sleep during the day. And further still, I even missed some of my classes from school. So I'm learning to play the piano, and I should have been in class, but I did end up going in, and that was part of my day. And, you know, it got to the later part of the day, and I thought, I haven't made a video yet, and it's usually the morning that I make it, so I just won't make one today. And I thought, no, I need to remove the excuses. I need to actually take a step towards having the integrity to maintaining this showing up, maintaining this commitment. So it's funny because I noticed that it's always a small step. It's always this tiny thing. And it's so tricky because there's so many things at the moment that are not in my integrity. There's so many things that are things in my life that I'm making excuses for, like the junk food, like the not reading a book every night, like the using too much internet and using too much screen time, like the drinking coffee is another one. And it's sort of tricky because sometimes doing a good thing can become an excuse, right? Because it's like, okay, I've got the lifetime burn meditation, and that's my commitment, that's my realignment. So it's okay, it doesn't matter if I go off course, or it's okay if I'm not so strict with my diet or whatever. And it's like, well, hang on a second, that's a slippery slope, because these little steps, these little things, they start to add up, they start to take a little bit away from my integrity. They take a little bit away from my commitment. And I never know when it's going to be that I do fall off and I do end up crashing out and failing and being unable to get back on track. And the other way that I look at this is with the idea of tapestry. So the way you weave a life together is through sort of going back and forth and putting the little pieces together. And there's a thread, there's a little thing that might be, drinking coffee as a habit. It's a thread. Sometimes I'm drinking coffee, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm drinking too much coffee and sometimes I'm not. And then you add the thread of diet, and then the thread of morning meditation, and then the thread of weekly workout, exercise, or regular workout, exercise. I'm actually doing twice a week at the moment. So you see that weaving things together, right, it creates this picture, and every little one adds up to the picture that you're creating, to the tapestry that you're creating. Now, this is not the only approach, right? The other approach is to go and do an awareness intensive where for 8, 9, 10 days, all you're doing is 100% hitting it. Yeah, your completely controlled diet, completely controlled routine, completely controlled meditation techniques, completely controlled awareness techniques and methods. And the whole thing is designed to give you this huge, strong dosage of everything at once. So you get this peak experience, which in a sense is what the burn meditation is. Yeah, the burn meditation is throw out the whole system and go straight for it. Burn the whole house down, yeah? That's why fire is an uncontrolled thing. A fire spreads through everything. And that's different to this daily life thing, which is where we weave the tapestry. We make the smaller steps. We take the smaller choices because we have these habits and we have these routines and we have these situations that we're always in. You know, I'm always catching the train to school. I'm always stuck in my car in the morning. I'm always sort of in the same house and looking at the same places. And it's tricky, right? So there's definitely something to be said about always having an awareness intensive on a regular basis. That's very important. But to weave the tapestry, to take the small steps and to build up the integrity, that's really an important thing to work with. It's an important thing to remember. And I remember this moment very clearly when I was sitting in the cafeteria once. I was overseas at the time and I was living in a meditation resort. I was living at the Osho International Meditation Resort. And I would quite often sit at the cafeteria and have a meal with my master or my friend, my mentor. And I remember seeing her sitting there and she had this exact realization because she sat there and she asked herself, do I want a chocolate bar? And she sort of asked herself that, and she could sense this thing of like, yes, I could have a chocolate bar. Or, no, I could not have a chocolate bar. And she was very detailed in her energetic awareness, right? She was very alive. And I guess because I was deeply connected to her, I could see it in her very clearly. But this thing of just like sitting on the choice, yeah? Do I want a chocolate bar or do I not? You could see how that line, that difference, the fork in the path is very subtle. It's very detailed. And it can go any way, right? Yes, you could see how I could have a chocolate bar. I could see how that could go. Or yes, and I could not have a chocolate bar. I can see how that can go. So that's a conscious choosing. And the deeper point of that is, are you choosing how you want to be? Are you choosing your life? Have you chosen your own path? Have you chosen how you want to be as a person, as a feeling, as a state of mind, as a way of thinking, as a way of relating to others, and all of it? Are you self-created in a sense? And one of the ways we do that is by choosing consciously the smaller things. We choose the little pieces of tapestry throughout the day. So that's a little bit about where I'm at. This is day 10 of the Lifetime Meditation Burn. Please do leave me your comment. Join the Lifetime Meditation Burn. I'm looking to expand the community to have people on board with it. And I also have the online mini course, which introduces you to the burn meditation. It's a free online course. And I'll be back very soon with more with the next update.